Welcome back to Nat19. Fate Solar Shadow. Session
Kids, I'd like to tell you that the
70.
stopped one day.
That
they
one.
never did.
5.
Thanks, Goro.
You did it.
Fate Solar Shadow Session 75.
Alright, I'm gonna roll my die to see who's gonna do our recap today. Oh, it's gonna be David. David, recap, go!
So, we finished dealing with all, like, the Eladrin, from the previous session. Oh, man, the timer's already off. Wow.
Oh god, shit, oh no!
Well,
You weren't on the clock, and now you're wasting time that isn't on the clock.
David's hat's gone, so that's very important to note. We encountered Yuno and Noriko, who tried to beat us up, but then we beat them up, and then we went to the Dog Clan's place and searched the place, and it was super empty. And then David got a fancy new kimono, and we found some dragon eggs that were, that needed to be destroyed. Malaclips, because he was super pissed that he killed Yuno and Noriko.
Like David knew.
So,
Are you okay?
Thus preventing the very one-sided 1v1 that would have happened. And that's basically where we left off, I think.
But yeah, no, that covers most of it. He is going to scramble back from you guys, throwing himself back over this way and get up to his feet.
No.
And raise his sword towards you guys. His hand on the small, well, what would remain, the healed scar of the small exit wound that Ichiro would have punctured through the front of him, because Ichiro stabbed through his back and then out the front of his chest.
I put my hands up.
Yeah, same here.
The fight's done.
Yeah, it's over.
What happened?
We lied.
What do you mean you lied?
They're alive, Yuno and
Yuno and Noriko are alive.
yeah.
What?
We wanted to lie to pull out the traitor who was basically orchestrating all of this.
Yeah, your friend Ichiro is a bit of a traitor. He stabbed you through the, that little, that exit wound in your chest there? He made that.
Yeah.
Ichiro is not my...
And he puts his hand up, and you just see this momentary flash as if a wave of pain comes over Jiro.
Ichiro has never been my friend.
Well,
I know, I've been acting like he is, I know. The
the
memories.
point being, he stabbed you through the chest, and we wanted to
Yeah.
figure out who the traitor was, so we set up this whole lie where
If you
it would
thought
sort
that
of
we were...
piss you off.
Yeah. And it was shitty. But it happened.
Where is Setsuko?
I guess with Caster, he used
In
his
the reality
reality marble thing.
No.
Oh. Not alone, right?
No.
No, he
Isla, Ian,
the twins and Malaclips.
they should be fine.
He pounds his hand on the side of it.
No. They cannot be left alone, because Setsuko would just as likely let themselves be killed than do anything to stop Ichiro at this point. They have never, and I'd forgotten, but now everything, the false memories are peeling away, but they've never cared about living. They were born told that they were going to die, and they lived their entire life being told that they would be useless. It wasn't until they were in their early teens that we, as a family, figured out a way that we might be able to save them, and by that point, they'd already decided that their life was worthless. If Ichiro tries to kill Setsuko might just let him. So you didn't kill Yuno and Noriko. They're still...
No, they wanted to leave the Dark Clan, and the best way for them to do that was to pretend they were dead.
That would have made sense with the way things used to be. The old heads of the clan would have chased them down and not allowed them to leave. If the curse dissolves, then nothing makes us special. Ultimately, I'll stand behind whatever Setsuko decides to do. I'm very sorry.
He, turns towards the lot of you, having been faced away from you, and he gets, down on his knees and, bows down to the lot of you.
I'm very, very sorry
Oh.
that you all got involved in this. The idea to enter the Grail War and to alleviate ourselves of the curse was meant to be a simple mechanical matter. Ichiro had described it to us as being far more simple than what it ended up being.
So you're not the true head of the Dark Clan, Setsuko is, right?
Correct.
Hopefully they'll be fine. I'm sure they will be. I have confidence in
It
a
is
couple of them.
Ian, Isla, and Jean. I'm sure that they'll be.
With all due respect,
Especially-
David,
Yeah.
whenever my master returns, please do not refer to them as he.
Oh, sorry. Did they have a preferred pronoun? Oh,
They've never used one, no.
awkward finger guns.
Then they them works, I suppose.
But I digress. Why do you need them to... I'm not gonna question that. That's serendipitous for me. If you want them to live, then I'm on board with that as well.
Oh, there you go. It'd take a lot to explain anyway. We don't have the time.
Yeah.
Hey, Jiro, who is Shigure Tsubasa?
That was Setsuko's father.
Ah, cool. Good to know.
Is there anything else you guys want to do on this side?
Yeah, I want to go back and put back that kimono.
Wow!
It's like, cool, I'll be right back then.
Fucking David just leaving, just slow clap.
It's like slightly wrinkled because it's been stuffed in a bag.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
Shut up, Diane, you didn't see me take it.
I am not going to ask why you... Alright!
Frankly, I don't even want to know either.
David will go back and put back the kimono.
Just kind of looks
Try to
like...
put it as he found it. Probably a little,
there's like
a
a
little
5-minute
off.
period of trying to like straighten it out, but there's wrinkles
Yeah.
in it now, and you're like, fuck.
I'm gonna go over to the others.
Okay.
Goodbye, guys. I'll be back!
Okay, cool.
Hi!
It's a Logan boy.
Everything's fine.
Oh no! I mean, I'm going to assume that everything's fine because I've just seen that like mass cure wounds is happening. So yeah.
Everything's fine. Everything is good.
Testing.
All
How
right.
does Izzy sound?
As he sounds good. Alright. But yeah, that's where you guys are. Ichiro's last thing was he turned over to Setsuko and told him that he wanted him to use his Oh, I just did the thing I actually
know
just
you did the
berated.
thing,
It's
yeah,
not
how
even
dare
it's not
you.
even technically correct to have there. Oh, I'm so to be fair, I get these things wrong with people anyways. I
Can't
call guys girls all the
believe You're
time.
not using their proper pronouns.
You guys might enjoy that Jiro, one of the things that just happened was Jiro just berated David for that.
Oh fuck! I need to watch stream back. I need to see it.
But
we missed the show.
Damn it!
and David was like, "Fuck off! It's 1920," and blasted him off the side of the bridge. I just realized how not 1920s the Dial Clan is
Oh yeah.
with their like fucking high key lesbian couple and their non-binary
realized this?
leader. I never thought about it. I don't consider those things abnormal. That I thought about 1920s, and I was like, oh yeah, that'd be really. Setsuko doesn't seem all that alarmed. I'd like to know if you guys would like to do anything initially. Ichiro, the state of Ichiro, his veins appear to be running black. Ones that are close to the surface of his skin appear to have this like black quality. He has what looks like blood, but a lot darker, coming out of the side of his mouth. His eyes appear to be darkening, and they have slitted like a cat's. His irises have. His hair has taken on this green, somewhat moist sheen. And you see that the tips of his fingers, blood that has run down his arms, seems to have actually built up and is like congealed into what look like the start of gauntlets, giving him these claws at the ends of his fingers. Yeah, you take note that Castor is here, Setsuko is here, Ichiro is here. Beyond that, you don't see anybody.
I don't see Malaclips or Ian.
I mean, yeah, you see Malaclips into you.
There, God, I was checking who's here. You fuck.
I'm so scared.
Yeah, do that. Better now than never.
Setsuko looks over in your direction. Their eyes half closed and seem to look at the ground, then back up at you with a relatively meek expression on their face. If I was to do that, then the remainder of the soul of Mugen Kage would go to Ichiro.
And that's the only way it can be defeated.
They close their eyes entirely and seem to block out everything around them. And you hear Castor pipe up, who is standing interposed between Ichiro and Setsuko. Castor speaks up.
I can't imagine you're going to have any luck convincing Setsuko. So what now? Sorry, you began to talk and you're a player, so you go first.
You go ahead.
No, you do it first. I
insist. I'm
no,
sorry.
we talked at the same time,
Stop
and
being so fucking polite and
your
wanting to
volume
talk.
slider should be louder than mine, so you go ahead.
At this point, this war doesn't matter. What matters is this person in front of you. He's the one that's been pulling the strings behind everything. Even this wish that you may or may not get to have was all orchestrated by him.
If you're trying to appeal to any sort of survival instinct, or trying to reason with them, you're wasting your time. Setsuko doesn't care about survival. Isn't that right? As long as you've got that command seal, you think I might kill you, right? That's why you won't give it up. Fine. Then I'll do just that. Ichiro begins rolling at Setsuko. We are going to jump into initiative. I want everyone to manually roll your initiatives because I have the others set lower than you for reasons.
Gotcha.
Well,
Oh, damn.
alright.
Damn it. I didn't remember.
This
Where?
is a great start right here.
Where is... Alright, you guys all... Oh, geez, look at you guys not... Alright, well, let's roll Ichiro's.
I forgot that we could use
Oh,
inspiration.
Ichiro, nat 20!
Fuck off! We're so dead!
Oh God, he's gonna kill us.
He's gonna get to here. He rushes up and gets to Caster. He looks over to, looks to Caster, takes the Kopesh that he normally has, and he hurls it towards Caster, to which it then just stops in front of Caster and dives off to the side. And then he is going to use Ravage. Setsuko failed. Your goal is probably to die, right, Setsuko? Then let me grant your wish! Setsuko, a wave of force seems to move around Caster, strikes Setsuko, who they let out a brief gasp of pain, but they don't seem to move back from it. Like, you see their skin go a little bit more pale for a second, they cough up a bit of blood, but afterwards they seem to just resume standing there. Ichiro just yells, I'm tired of living as an accessory to your life! Especially when you don't want to live your life! Isla, what's up?
Try to throw a bomb at him and try to blind him.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Alright, you hurl a bomb at him. You have advantage because as it flies in front of him, he, like, sees the bomb briefly, like, floating in the air in front of him, looks to it, and his eyes dart over to you. And he has what can only be described as a look of betrayal in his eyes. For some reason you couldn't possibly comprehend. As it explodes, he skids back from the force of the explosion. What do you think you're doing?
You were gonna hurt them.
Yeah, I was.
I'm stopping you.
Why?
Fucking, this is Troy likes Setsuko more, and he's a dick.
When he brought you in here, I thought that he'd made a mistake. I had assumed that the spawn of Quantavius would be here to help me.
Oh, yeah, we don't care about that.
Quantavius is the person that made this possible. I thought I was inducted into the Dial clan because of a unique trait I had that could absorb curses. I was supposed to drain the curse out of Setsuko and die in his place. When I realized Setsuko didn't much care for life, I grew resentful of that fact. A while ago, about 6 years ago, your father came to me, told me he could modify the trait and make me eligible for this war. He gave me the means to absorb the dragon soul into my body, but keep it separate so I could survive. Whenever I found out that you were here, I jumped to the conclusion that you were here to help him. I see. Then you're all against me here.
You know that he's also in this war, right?
Quantavius?
Yeah.
Of course I do.
Then do you really think that he was going to give up his own wish or anything to help you?
Why would he need to? Once I have the complete soul of Mugen Kage within my body, I'll stand above mankind. I'll go from something that was supposed to be a tool meant to make their family better, to something that stands above anything they ever could have been. I don't need a wish to do that. And then once I have the full soul, I'll help Quantavius win. Yo, Ian, what are you doing?
You've
Longest
been very
success.
quiet during this entire thing.
Just in the background, they're all talking and like having this dramatic confrontation.
You're just
You're in the
aiming.
background, like fiddling with a bullet, trying to
Yo,
get it in. You like
yeah.
take one of the like potions out, try to put it in the gun. It falls in the water. You're like, fuck! You just like splashing around in the water trying to get it. You guys give it a second.
Shit, just keep talking. Just keep talking.
What about him being like a real bad guy, right? Like he's bad guy?
Like he's definitely evil. I didn't miss something. This is all very confusing. I'm gonna haste Malaclips.
Nice.
Some of that hazard ties.
Then allow me to cut it a little bit.
Fire a shot into fucking Jean's back from
Fall over.
pretty, pretty close by.
Falls into the water, starts drowning.
Drowning faster because I'm hasted.
Fucking you shoot him in the back. Ichiro's like, aha! So one of you's on my side.
Fucking Ian's like, yeah.
Yes, I, Ian McCracken, was with my father the whole time.
And I was like, what?
Yes.
He fucking attacks you.
It's like, come on, you can't possibly believe this terrible acting. I have killed the mage killer. Yeah.
I am going for a short swords attack. So, Habah!
Oh, fuck
So,
you.
Oh,
allow me to
nice.
cut out the middleman.
Get him.
I'm gonna go with using this with my sneak attack.
All right, you go for it.
Bitch.
And Habah! It's a lot of dice.
That's a lot of dice.
That's a lot of dice! Back to the top! He is going to go for an attack on you, Malaclips. He lunges forward towards you, claws bared. There's only one thing that Setsuko's ever cared about, and that's avoiding unnecessary conflict in front of him! So he tries to hit you, grabs on you, tries to push you down. You manage to push yourself back up against him. He gets off of you for a second. You hear a crack as he, like, bares his claws and, like, opens his hand into a slashing position. You hear the knuckles crack viciously as he does. So I'll just hurt everybody in front of him until he does something about it. Hey, here's an idea, old man. How about that sword? As he strikes you, you feel not only does he, like, rip into you with his claws, he also, you feel like a burning sensation as they move by you, and you can feel there's a very thin layer of acid coating his hands right now. Beyond that, though, and this is extra damage, so Uncanny Dodge wouldn't do anything about it. You're also gonna take some extra necrotic damage. Boof.
Oh, some?
Yeah, some.
Jesus fucking Christ.
He rolled real good there. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry. I'm on his side,
No, it's
technically,
fine.
but
I'm not sorry either.
He's gonna go for a second attack.
Dang it.
Goes for a second attack on you. That is a hit. You've already used your reaction. And
Yep.
he is going to use 3 of his key points to use Thrive on Pain with this one. Boof. He hits you. Oh, Malaclips!
Oh no.
No!
That's a lot of damage he just did.
It was a lot of damage.
Oh.
He strikes you. With the first strike, he hits you and it knocks you into the air. There's this crimson mist surrounding it that unleashes like a wave of force on you. Then he reaches up and stabs his claws into you, holding you in the air with his fingers embedded in your chest.
Oh my fucking god.
I'll kill them one by one if you don't do something about it, Setsuko. You better act fast! And he slams Malaclips' body down into the ground in front of him. Caster turns back, grabs onto Setsuko, and they're going to use their full movement to try to get... lunge at them back there. You two need to take him down! I'll do what I can to support you, but I'm a lot better for defense than I am anything else.
Don't fucking do me dirty like this, Caster. Come on.
Like,
Come on, man.
You are
Wants to
both...
fight him alone?
You are both people that have a brilliant, good-natured relationship with your weapons. Neither of you are murderous killing machines.
For the sake of saving an innocent life, yes, you need to fight. There is one way you may be able to turn the tides on this, but I'm...
He, like, looks
Any
to his
help?
own hand.
Any help, dude?
Please.
I can
There's
protect
something
you.
that can help.
What do you suggest?
No, I said if there's anything that can help, like you were.
Ah.
Yeah.
I suppose there is my sword, but...
Oh.
He looks contemplative, and he stops talking. Isla, what up?
I'm gonna move my Eclipse towards caster. I am.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, as far towards caster as I can.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can move him that far.
Okay. And she's just gonna be like, "You protect him. We're gonna do our best to hold him off."
I will do what I can.
I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go in between this scary dragon and my sweet boy. You appreciate what I'm doing for you, Deco, you fuck.
I mean, I probably won't because I'm dead.
Setsuko,
And it's
There
all
is a-
your fault.
there is a reason I brought them in here, and you know what it is. You need to grant permission.
You just hear him murmuring off behind them. Ian!
Alright, okay, so I need to get a little closer to Malaclips now so I can heal.
I'm sorry, not sorry.
No, you don't worry. Don't worry about it, Ian. You don't have to heal me. I'm just dead.
Fucking
Shut
stop.
the fuck up.
I'm just dead.
So yeah, second I see where Isla is tossing you, run toward you, load up heal bullet, and take careful aim.
Get that bitch.
Bam. Look
Oh,
at look at you. Look at
see,
you.
you can long range heal.
Okay.
What's your fucking problem? It's fine.
I mean, not like infinite range.
Still pretty good.
That's a good fucking heal. Holy crap.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
that's just flat what heal does.
Yeah.
70 hit points.
Also, FYI, that was my last 6th level spell slot, so I can't do that again.
Don't fucking
Well,
watch your ass, god damn it.
You gave me one more turn to go into battle and then die again.
Don't die again!
Stay the fuck back there.
Stay alive this time, Sean!
That's a
I
half
gotta
speed.
give him the 30 feet so I can get it back.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. I will float you out of here.
I just shoot him in the kneecap. Like, no! None of that.
Alright, so I'm gonna shoot this boy.
You shoot that boy.
I'm gonna shoot him once.
That's a hit. That's a critical hit.
That's a crit for me! I'm gonna throw my sneak attack into it. And brap!
It's so many guys.
Oh,
You fire it at him. He puts his arms up, and it hits. You see this explosion of like crimson and black mist, and you see that he's actually like created a shield that looks like it's made of calcified blood, like congealed and hardened blood in front of him that you shatter. And it looks like it breaks, and it seems to have exhausted him somewhat, but he diverts the entirety of the damage using it.
as I go for another one. Because I got 2 more of these bullets.
Oh my god!
Oh!
You shoot him, he blocks it with what's left of his blood shield. As it hits it, it does hit him, and he does take an amount of that damage.
I look at my last curse bullet, and I'm like, yeah, this seems like a good time.
Goodbye,
fuck,
curse
dude.
bullet.
Rip!
oh, boy.
Oh my god!
Holy shit!
I haven't been doing the table. One sec. Doing the thing. One sec, will I?
Did all 3 of my attacks this round crit?
Yep.
Yes, they did!
Well, this rifle is now useless to me, so I drop it on the ground.
Is that your round?
Because that was the last of my cursed bullets, and any other ones would make me have to roll for things.
Is that your turn?
Gonna move back, like this, like this much.
All
Hide
right.
behind Isla.
Put
Yeah, do
yourself on.
As I just kind of drop my rifle, like get back and have my sword at the ready again.
I'm trying to stop this bitch. I'm like in front of him, like.
You have a way to stop me, you know. You just have to convince Setsuko to use it. 'Cause the old man can't use it on his own, can you? He turns. He's gonna go for Ian.
You son of a bitch!
Give it a shot.
As he does, you guys hear this massive ripping sound as he gets close towards you, Ian, and you see blood pour from his back as it seems like his back tears open. All the blood that comes gushing out of it, which is an inhuman amount, stops in the air and forms together, and you see it slowly take the form of a very long, draconic whipping tail coming out from just between his shoulder blades. Enjoy his newly acquired tail strike, along with his normal attacks! Despite the blur, he still hits you. Oof. That's the first hit. You maintain concentration because you're ridiculous. Second attack, he nat ones. You might be able to, if Ichiro has taken on the qualities of Mugen Kage, a black dragon, they would be categorically evil. I have a sword that is very powerful against that sort of thing, but...
But what?
What?
I can't use it!
Why not?
Because I'm not worthy of wielding it.
Says who?
Says the sword! I performed an act in life that made it impossible for me to ever draw it again. I only have access to it if a command seal is used.
Setsuko, use your fucking command seal!
If I do that, then he'll get the entire soul of the dragon, and
He'll do the same thing if he kills you.
Ichiro lived his life thinking he was going to die for me. It's only fair that he gets what he wants by killing me.
Please.
Then why does he keep wanting you to use it instead of just killing you?
I can't use the herbalism kit because I'm not proficient in it.
Oh, yeah,
It's all I
right.
have. I'm not giving you that book back.
It's my book. God damn it, just give me my shit back.
Alrighty.
Like, you can get the fuck away from him, god damn it!
I mean, that's the goal. Please, Setsuko. Trust that even if he turns into this dragon, that we have this. We can still take him down. But we need your help to do it. I'll use my inspiration for the persuasion. Ah.
Yeah. You think Setsuko cares about your chances for survival? You're not getting it. Setsuko wants to die.
Okay, come on, Gearfree. This is gonna be our last dance. We gotta get him.
Okay, so then we got what? We got
Yeah.
one more after that. So where do you want it?
Yeah.
Oh wait, they're 10-foot
One
cubes.
more. Oh, yeah, yeah, they're 10-foot cubes.
What the fuck am I doing? One
I
sec.
was gonna say, why are they so fucking small? Like, the
I'm
rings are,
sorry.
like, pretty
I'm
big. That's why
sorry.
I was like, Ian, move.
They're like twice as big as I've been fucking making them out to be.
Yeah!
You still failed.
Gearfree wills it.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Beautiful Gearfree wills it. Oh, fuck him up, boy. That's not that great, but whatever.
You fire envelops the area. Well, the gear blade begins to rev up, and there's an audible like sound to it as fire streaks across the blade. You swing the blade and send a wave of fire that wraps around that area. It envelops him. You are all treated to the disgusting smell of burning blood as it burns off of him. Within the fire, you see his silhouette is still there amongst the burning. And you see the shadow seems to, there's two more explosions of blood as you see two large, the shadows of two wings emerge from where he is, from his back. Now, oh yes, madness! That's what we had to do! I was like, what?
I was hoping you would forget! I was just like, stop bringing it up!
Nah, I remembered. We have to roll your madness! Of course. Alright. Here we go! Oh no! The one where you absolutely do not trust your twin.
Now I'm the commie spy.
You son of a bitch!
Well, this doesn't seem any different. She must be okay.
And it lasts for 74 hours unless you fix it. Also, do we not have to roll for you to, possibly not have expended the spell? Yeah, roll a 1d6.
Okay.
If you get a 6, you keep the spell.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
God damn it!
upsetting. I want them to use their command seal, because I want to see them fight for their life the way that I've had to. They've lived their entire life okay with the concept of dying. I want them to feel fear at the thought of it, for even 1 second.
You grew up with this person. You asked me right before, when I came here, if the other 2 were truly dead. You brought me out whenever I was at my worst. Ichiro, you're a horrible human being, but you care about people, and I know it.
Just roll another persuasion check. Just
listen, Dice.
Like, come on.
You don't like me, and I don't like you.
Well, then I shouldn't like him before rolling.
By the way,
him down.
before you roll this, I'd like to jump back for a sec. Okay, so I've said him like 6 times, so you know what? You know what, buddy?
Fuck you!
Which is funny because biologically they're female, so it's wrong in 2 ways. But I just want you to know that, well, you should respect it. You're not the only one, apparently. Okay, goodbye.
You're
all right, I'm
best
back.
friends, Dice. And you listen to me. I know you can roll at least an 11. I know you can.
Hey, then you die. Oh, I'm so sorry. Not yet. So you're gonna get back behind Caster. I think that's what you're gonna do. He rushes, they.
You can do it. Come on, they.
It's just because I say he for female characters often enough. Like, it's just when I'm describing things, I'm half there. I'm like 50% in, 50% what's coming up next. And so, this extra layer of it is like, he's gonna charge at you again, Ian. As they come close to attack you, though, there is going to be a shield that goes up around you, granting you 12 extra AC!
Oh my god!
What the fuck?
Goro!
Ian's AC has never been grosser.
What the fuck?
Goro creates the most powerful fucking flower of swords that he's ever made in his life, which is also only like the 4th one. But, good luck, Ichiro.
Shit.
He dropped a 20. Claw hits, doesn't manage to break through, he's gonna use Grace, which lets him have advantage on an attack, even if he would have disadvantage normally. So I'm gonna turn off your feature there for a second. And here he goes! He criticaled. He got a nat 20 on that. So he strikes you, you take a lot of damage. He's going to attach his last Crimson Cut to that one to do additional necrotic damage to you. You maintain concentration on all of your things.
I got it. He has demon blood in him now. Carrie, pour your mutagen down his throat.
Hell yeah, here we go.
And now, he's gonna go for his last attack. With the tail. Here comes the tail! He dropped another 20! I mean, he didn't get that one. If left to his own devices, he may have nat 20'd all 3 of those attacks.
Without Blur and fucking Grandpa Goro, Ian would be dead. I'll also turn to Caster and say, like, I appreciate the help, sir.
Doing my best! But the blade seems to reflect starlight, similar to Suzume and Goro's eyes. And it has this peaceful, tranquil glow. Everything around it seems pleasant. And the cops are coming! They know we got the weapon!
Oh, shit!
I hear you, cops. Ichiro seems to have stopped. Based on what you saw with Jiro, you would know that he probably just acquired the last piece of the soul of Mugen Kage. He is currently convulsing. His body is almost entirely blackened. His neck has elongated slightly. There's nothing human about what's in front of you anymore. Despite that, he looks up, looks towards you guys, seems to fidget as if he's trying to pull himself forward, but then pulls back. The unveiling of this weapon is too much for most creatures that would align themselves with evil. That you can't approach it, Ichiro, is indicative of the fact that you were never good. Once the blade is taken or somebody takes offensive action against him, that effect will be removed, and I can't
hold it here for long without someone claiming it. Decide who will wield it. The purer of spirit you are, the better. This weapon, its purpose, is to reinstate the order of nature. It has no other purpose. It is not a weapon made to kill. Remember that when you wield it.
You say that the one who is the purest of heart should take it?
That's the idea.
I turn back toward Ian and Isla. Where's Suzume?
Where is Suzume?
I'm unfit to use the sword. Even calling it up is difficult for me.
Then what about your student? What about her?
They would never touch it. I know that for certain.
Suzume, what do you think? Is he right?
You don't hear anything. You do hear a very whispery guttural from Ichiro's direction.
I'll tell you what I think. That caster...
He raises up his hand and you see a glow on the back of it.
I think you should kill yourself.
Caster's eyes widen. You guys hear the sound of multiple stabs coming from off behind you.
Fuck.
Fuck, yes, the command seals.
I don't need
I
this
want
now.
Rushing for the blade at this point.
Yeah, get that fucking sword, bitch.
As
Like,
Caster
get it now.
Caster impales himself on several of his own blades, conjuring them around him and causing them to come in towards him, he holds his hand out despite this towards the blade, trying to keep it manifested. Ichiro, now free from this, with Caster's concentration having broken, rushes forward as Malaclips rushes towards the blade. Malaclips, I'd like you to roll me a dexterity check. And this is not the
What
right
about
way.
haste? Does that help?
Advantage. Roll with advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
I just feel good.
You reach out towards it. Him being closer to you, Ichiro reaches out towards it. His skin seems to begin to sizzle and burn as he gets towards it, as if his very existence is being incinerated by the blade, but he tries nonetheless. As he's about to reach it, several inches ahead of you, a red flash emanates from the other side of it, and a red blade materializes, pushing him back from the blade and knocking him back. Bah.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, you are here.
Very quickly passing by you, you see an image of Suzume approaching Goro, both of them looking a bit younger. You see her training with him. You see a tumultuous relationship between the two, where he tries to impose his ideals onto her, she fights back. You see this sword and the sword that Suzume uses both being dipped into a river as some kind of test with a nearby monk. You feel this deep sense of anguish that you immediately associate with Goro. Soon after, you see a flower field, and you see Goro finding the dead body of Suzume having been impaled on her own sword, seemingly by her own hands. Grabbing it, after those feelings subside, you feel like everything is right in the world. Like holding this blade assures you that there is good in the world that can never be extinguished. The name of the sword is Yawara Kaite. Bam! You have 24 dex!
Damn, I'm sexy.
Damn, you scary!
Damn!
So Suzume, standing in the middle of the river, you guys see the area flickering. Caster falls back onto his knees. Several blades puncturing through his body, going in one side, out the other side of his chest.
I'm not going to be able to keep him here long after that. Frankly, I'm glad that he used that. That's what you were waiting for, I assume? Suzume!
The last command seal that he had was probably for both of us. It's safe for me to fight him now. Sorry that I'm gonna have to do this on your home ground.
It's fine. Just do it. It's fine.
Ian, what's up?
Would I be able to... Oh, hey, Alquam.
Alquam!
Would I...
Alquam's here! Hey, Alquam! On my lap, what we think.
Alright.
There's a big old thing on the map.
Oh, my God.
Alright, we're good.
Jesus.
It's Alquam, don't worry about it. Alquam just came to watch.
I will run off onto the surface of the water, and I think I will roll about.
That's a miss!
Really? Fuck.
As you hurl this thing over at it, the wing comes up and bats it away. The bomb explodes and part of the wing is damaged by it, but it quickly reforms itself as it's just a bloody projection. Yo, Jean, with your million effects on you, what's up?
You really are afraid of this thing, aren't you? You really shouldn't have tried so hard to get it to come out. Either way, I have other ways of dealing with monsters like you.
You feel lighter all of a sudden. You feel this like little pulse of mana underneath your feet, and you seem to lift off from the water.
Oh, never mind.
You turning over towards it, you see Setsuko making some sort of gesture with their hands that you take to be some sort of shinobi art. And murmuring something under their breath, they slowly look up at you.
My willingness to die shouldn't... It shouldn't endanger you, I'm sorry. Please put him out of his misery.
I go for one attack to... I want to go for a commander strike. And I'm going to look over toward them, toward Suzume. Could use your help.
She is going to... Gonna fire one of her Mastercraft, one of her blade beams at it. She missed the attack.
So I go for another attack. And bleh!
That's a hit.
Even the sword knows that, even
that
though
he
I'm
was a
lawful
good person.
He's not a good person.
Even the sword.
There it is! I had to have shit in caps. It's, Fantasy Grounds. Okay, bam, you hit him.
I'm using fainting strike.
Okay.
Oh.
I just clicked it off and all my things went away, so I can't actually put that on me now.
This sword is mechanical. A mechanical nightmare is what this sword is. It's just as soon as you get it, it's like, oh no! Side effect! Nothing on your sheet works anymore!
And final attack. And
Come up. Do it. Get him.
Didn't get
imagine
him.
if I crit.
Oh, jeez.
I think you might have got him if you crit.
Ichiro, I'm never going to be able to thank you for what you did for me. And now that I hold this, I know that not everything is bleak. Even if what I do comes to pass, this world will be able to survive. I believe in everyone. This world will not end. And I won't let it end. By you, especially.
Ian.
I guess I will... Yeah, I'll just take a shot at him.
Do it.
Yo, right?
Shoot
Like,
him
not
out of the
Malcolm's guy,
sky.
he's just
Shot a shooty doody.
Heber!
That's a critical!
Jesus fuck!
Oh my
dude.
god!
So,
Kill
piercing.
him!
If
Kill, steal!
I'm not allowed to
if
kill with this sword.
steal
You
this
do it.
kill steal from me. I swear to
I think
God.
he's still alive.
He's still alive. You fire at him, it hits him, he lets out a... Ichiro is gonna go ahead and try to attack the boy. Here comes attacks on the boy. Oh, that's a 4. That misses. Second attack on the boy. Another claw comes at you, and that one misses as well. You swing the blade around, blinding him with the blade. Every time he comes near, it seems to emanate this bright flash. You see that it actually causes the darkened blood to peel away whenever it comes close to him, almost like it's trying to turn him back into a human. It fails, and it's just like the texture of muscle and blood underneath. But it seems that this sword itself tries to reject the corruption in him. Goes for another attack, misses again! Fourth attack! Hits! And then tail attack. Misses. Caster's gonna go ahead and choke a little bit.
Alright, so let's just go for the lethal then. Fuck it.
It did the thing
First
again.
attack. Oh, okay.
It did the thing again. Why'd it do the thing again? Visible, align, evil, slash... Well, in any case... How do you want to do this?
Yeah!
Every time I block with the blade, the blood seems to peel away from him. As I look to him and after I say what I do, I just want to stab straight through. I fly below him and I stab upwards into his chest with the blade.
Caster's reality marble peels away. Hey guys.
Yeah, what up? Oh shit, they're back.
Huh.
I think so.
I think we got him.
So, you guys suddenly see a disturbance in the air as everybody around that had disappeared previously returns onto the bridge.
You gonna bring Alcom with you?
Yo, Alcom's
I
coming.
mean, Alcom was there.
Alcom was there.
So guys, you know that when we change chats, you're not supposed to be watching the stream, right?
I'm not watching the stream. I had the map up.
How do you have the map up?
How's that
I
possible?
clicked on Isla.
Impossible.
Well, also don't do that!
You never said not to do
I've
that!
said so many times in the past!
No, you haven't.
You said not to look at the stream.
Don't do that again. Unless your logic is that of a 2-year-old. I think you know what I meant.
The
Alright.
logic of someone outsmarting you. Haha!
We'll see how far that goes when that person's your DM. It's true.
Listen to your DM, guys.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
He's going to kill
No
you.
amount of time is gonna make up for it, dude. You're so dead.
It's alright if he
You're in
doesn't...
the doghouse.
If he doesn't want other people to have their private special things that they get to do on their own, then I won't give him private special things that he gets to do on his own. And also I'll drop rocks on him.
Oh no!
It's fine. David needs to die.
It's really,
I'm
it's
done.
really,
I'm done with David.
it's long overdue.
They all appear back in. Everybody's a bit worse for wear. You see Castor with several of his own blades piercing through his body.
Oh shit.
One of which piercing straight through where his heart should be, and he is breathing hella heavily. And then you see this massive black lump of what you assume to have been a person with wings, long tail, seemingly dripping with acid, fall to the ground just in a heap out behind them. It doesn't take you much to piece together that is whatever Ichiro became while he was in there.
Don't worry about it. We got him. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
It got a little intense.
So you shut the fuck up, you traitor.
Oh,
yeah.
you're just saying that because you're insane.
What is going on?
Don't worry about it.
Jiro is currently leaned up against the side of this bridge as you guys all come in and make a commotion, looks over. Setsuko! And immediately begins running over towards them, pushing his way past all of you.
For the record, that was him and not us.
Jiro wraps their arms around Setsuko and brings them in for a very fatherly hug, holding them very tightly. You see tears streaming down the side of his face. Thank God you're okay. I don't know what I would have done if something had happened to you in there. I'm so sorry I left you alone. Very gradually you see their expression soften. You see like a single tear move down their face. They clearly do not know how to express things in general, and they seem very surprised by this outburst. But, and they bury their face into Jiro's chest. After I fade away, I'll eclipse until the last of this war, that sword will likely remain. The noble phantasms held by myself and Suzume are easy to pass around, unlike the weapons of most servants. You may
Cal
keep
looks down
them.
at the sword.
You not to like come out of the moment, but it still says 16 feet on the eclipse. Is he still floating?
Shut
I'm
up.
assuming no.
Oh look, Isla just lost an inspiration. Crazy.
What do you want me to do with it, Castor? It's yours. Where should it go?
No. It's not mine. I may have created it, but it is not something I deserve to wield. You just hear a brief scoff from Suzume, and she's like,
Not like you ever had any intention to.
I'll have you know, I've done my share of wielding blades in my time. When I failed to convince you that you should set your life on the right track, I thought being harsh on you would be good for you. But my teachings led you to a dead end, and you took your own life, seeing no point in going on. I discovered your body in a field of flowers, and constructed a grave for you. You may think me a docile old man, but a couple of years later, after rumors of the demon swordsman that had wandered the area had subsided, I heard of a swordsman who claimed they'd killed you. In my anger, I drew that blade and hunted them down and killed them myself. It is for that very reason I'm not able to use the sword. You've wanted to see me turn on myself. You've hoped that my morals would collapse. Losing you already did that to me.
before this war ever began.
His hand, which had been vindictively pointing her way, just sort of falls to the ground.
Malaclips,
Yes.
this man Quantavius, what he plans is inexcusable. I see no better use for that sword than to stop him. If you would please use it against him to prevent the genocide he wishes for, that would make me happy.
Can I revoke my resignation?
To the Dial Clan.
For all of you.
Yeah.
I want to work for the people who care for me.
Malaclips,
Setsuko's voice.
you wanted to get out and live a peaceful life, didn't you?
If my life is the only one that's peaceful, it's not worth it. There's so much left in this world worth protecting.
Setsuko stands and takes a very rigid posture in front of you.
Once you've taken care of what you need to do, I would humbly request, could you show us exactly what it means to live peacefully? I've only ever known the thought of eventually being killed, and then of war. The Dial Clan, I believe it's time that it dissolved, but I don't know what to do with myself afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
Suzume walks over to Goro. He's at this point leaning back against the railing without enough strength to stand.
I'm sorry I couldn't be what you wanted me to be.
She just puts her hand on top of his.
My expectations were unrealistic. I couldn't even be what I wanted me to be.
He begins to become somewhat translucent. And begins to glitter away, little flakes of multicolored light reminiscent of the stars coming off of him as his body begins to dissolve.
Maybe that's my comeuppance for telling you not to just be somebody's weapon, but trying to turn you into what I wanted you to be. I guess that's kind of the same thing. No matter what you are, no matter what you ever do, Suzume, you made me proud.
He turns over towards the rest of you guys. Specifically towards Ian and Isla.
Logan.
Never lose that spirit. Never lose your goodness. You hold weapons to protect other people. And you carry their spirits with you.
And looks over to David.
And even the most abhorrent of things can be justified sometimes, if they are in the name of good. I begrudgingly concede that.
Bit of a smirk on David's face as he says it.
Looks over, tilts, looks towards Lancer.
But I am super neutral towards you.
Have an understanding.
You need to grow up.
Oh.
Stop being so self-centered.
Oh,
Wow.
Stop being such a brat.
I love it.
Get over her.
Lancer goes over, just starts stabbing him, and it's like in his spirit. Just
This won't. This changes nothing. No, just stop. You're being a brat.
And he,
Stop resisting your own good nature. It's in there.
and he disappears. You guys hear a visceral crunching sound. Oh,
Oh,
everybody wants to...
fucking get out of here, Ichiro!
Malaclip said it earlier. He's like, it's not over yet. He just
Stab him!
immediately turns
Stab him
his
with
head
your
toward
cool
the sound.
sword while I cry over here.
Just immediately turns his head toward the sound, just like.
There's a visceral crunching sound as the remains of Ichiro... Looks like something is growing inside of them. Slightly at first, it looks like bones are rearranging. The wings that had formed, they seem to flail up and almost molt away, and you see some other, like, more organic material underneath in the shape of wings begin to take shape. They begin to expand rapidly, filling the space at that side of the bridge.
I guess we're doing a Congo line of death in case this whatever it is has AoE. No, we're all protecting Lancer. He needs to grow.
He needs to grow.
Poor little baby.
As you do, the body grows, first to like huge proportions, and then continues to expand out. At this point, it ceases to look like anything like human flesh-like. Even the black flesh that Ichiro had, that quality he'd taken on, is peeled away, and it just looks like something irregularly large, molting and gaining shape, muscles weaving themselves into existence. You see bone structures forming and immediately getting covered in muscle and skin. Suzume and Malclip's just on the edge as the full form of an ancient black dragon, barely able to contain itself inside of this place, forms itself. It reels its head back. It seems to shudder, and all of the viscera that had been covering it from Ichiro's body just falls off and dissolves into acid, and it lets out a mind-numbing roar that fills the cavern. It looks to the lot of you. It takes a defensive stance and actually seems to take a step back as much as it can in this space, getting low to the ground and growling towards the lot of you.
Lancer, why didn't you warn us with your force?
Really dropping the ball, Lancer.
Sorry, I was busy growing up. Fuck you.
Just fucking from the ether. Oh, sorry, did that hurt your feelings? I'm sorry I hurt the poor king's feelings.
Mugen Kage?
It gets low. It gets very low to you. Its head itself, the size of you, and lets out a very guttural, like, just seemingly attentive to whatever you're saying.
I held up my side of the deal.
It looks to the lot of everybody else there.
Allow me to leave, and I shall return the favor.
You know more about what's going to happen. You said that you would return when we would need you. Can you tell us anything before you go? I have no thoughts in not honoring my promise.
The fire demon will try to take the Grail. If allowed, the world of man is doomed.
And we can count on you to aid us, so that you can retain this new life of yours?
I hold no love for demons. That Grail would expunge me as well. I will play my part in stopping it, as long as I can live. I have no desire for the Grail myself.
Don't mind having a dragon on our side. That's pretty cool.
I will not become your pet.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I will help you once, and only once.
You see its eyes begin to glow briefly.
Then you will see me when you need me.
Its entire body erupts in this blackish green mist that fills the area, and you just hear this resounding,
"Next time you see me, you will not recognize me, but you will know that it is I, by my actions alone."
Oh, will he be a cute anime girl too?
Probably.
Oh, I hope he's oh, Jesus Christ!
I love Fate.
I just want him to be.
You think that will be any different in Vestige? That's adorable. Can the creature shapeshift? Cute anime girl.
Hey, Jiro, Setsuko, is there an easier way out of here than the way we came in?
If you're finding your way out of here, you'll find that there's a lot fewer actual caves and twists and turns. This place was made to mess with your mind. The actual way out is relatively easy to find.
I'll come find you guys whenever thing's over. Unless you find us first.
Yeah.
We'll probably get out of Helsinki while we can, but we'll make sure we come and find you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Alright, we've spent a lot of time walking out of here. We are out of this room. Here we go. We're out of here.
So long!
Goodbye!
He's just been limping out of the room.
Yeah.
Check out this place, see if they have any more shit.
Stay safe.
He's been trying to leave, but because he's limping, it's really slow. He's like, fucking stop talking to me, god damn!
Trying to leave. You keep stopping me, and I'm in so much pain.
My cool sign off.
You know what? You're gonna be a baby about it? Here, take it. Throws a book at him.
Isla, come on. Just ask for the book.
He's being a dick!
Literally,
You're
all
being
you
a-
have to do is
you're
ask
being a
permission.
dick.
No, he's being a dick.
You're being a dick!
Stop calling me a dick, you dick!
Maybe.
This is the party, I'm one.
Calm down. Just ask for the book.
Caster in the sky. Never lose your goodness.
See what Caster said? Never lose your glibness. Right?
Oh, I can be glib as fuck.
Listen to Ghost.
Remember what we were talking about
Ian,
showing?
may I please have the book?
Yes. Yes, you may.
Thank you. Snatches it.
Alright. Good job.
Isla learned a thing about manners
No,
today.
she didn't.
Ian, do not push her.
It is my God-given birthright to push her on this.
Now is not the
I have
time. You're
lived with
very
this
injured.
shit.
She's so mad. She's like fucking fuming right now.
I know. The fucking lack of blood is probably the only thing fueling this escapade.
I wish I had a sibling.
No, you don't.
No,
I'm
you don't.
glad I don't.
Aw. I'll be your bro.
Just for that, Christ.
No, do
we
not
please
put
leave?
him in that category.
Come on, Oni.
Looks like I've been bro zoned.
Oh,
Wah, wah, wah.
oh no. It's supposed to be a nice thing.
It is a nice thing. Yeah.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Oh my god. Coming from all people, Jesus.
It's true.
Jesus.
So let's leave. Nah, man, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, we
already
gotta
committed.
go.
But there's
Committed.
really cool shit over there, though.
I'm gonna go see the cool shit. Yep.
I
We
won't
already
go check
committed.
it
You don't know
out.
there's cool shit over there.
It's true.
Yeah, that's fair, and she does want to go back to get a dragon. Ian, where you going?
You're not getting a Durgan.
What? Why are you so against me having a dragon? Like, that dragon
Because
was
they're
super
dangerous.
cool.
You saw that dragon!
That dragon was fucking terrifying.
Yeah, but it was really cool, and it's on our side now.
She
I-
does have that point. She does have that point.
I like you're
Like-
not getting a dragon. Why do you
like-
want a dragon?
Because they're cool, and I want to fly, okay?
You want to fly? I can cast
Yeah.
fly.
Fuck, I'm not gonna ask you every time I want to fly. I want to ask my dragon every time I want to fly.
You're not getting a dragon!
So I need to know which
such a
direction you're
class.
going in.
Yo, which way you guys going? Ian, Mal, what are you
I thought we committed going out, but
Yeah.
That's
They end up
There's
going
still
that
stuff
way, I would
over
follow
here. I
them.
think we should.
you don't know
leave
there's
this
stuff
down
over there.
I mean, there's a path here.
This is so bad out. This is bullshit.
This could be an easier way out. We don't know.
You were told
They
there was,
told us
you were
to
told
go-
there
I
wasn't an
asked
easier way out.
Guys, we could get the boat, or we could get the mystery box. It could be anything.
It could be a
It could even be a boat. You know how much we want one of those.
Ian and Malaclips, are you guys going
What
to
are y'all
leave?
doing? You going on an adventure?
I mean, it kind of feels like our hands being forced by a fucking lame ass party, but okay.
Fuck
The
off.
lame ass party that already said we were gonna go that way, but whatever.
I mean, you said it, I said nothing.
Go off. Whatever.
No one objected
So
to
at
that.
this point, I'm going to assume that the begrudging party has decided to leave, and there will be no further conversation on the topic. And that is where we're going to stop for today. So, yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.